Hi guys and girls, welcome to Green TV. With this episode we're going to be doing things a little bit different. I'm going to be tuning the cars so you can see it this time rather than me just making a tune and then showing you what I've done. So here I'm going to be testing out the car quickly. As you can see, it's an E63 AMG. It's powerful, but it's not got any power in the top of the gears, which is where I like it. So we're going to tweak that.
Dude, let me know what you need.
First things first, we're going to want to make sure there's a bigger engine in it, nice and powerful. So we've got the V12. Definitely going for the V12. Make sure it's rear wheel. Twin turbos aren't really my thing, they lag too. You get a big lag spike when you're using turbos or supercharged, so leave it natural aspirated. Gonna make sure there's no big ugly spoiler. That is ugly. Not a big fan of spoilers. Gonna put the drift / off-road tyres on here, just so there's plenty of smoke. Make the tyres wider. Show you what wheels I like. I'm just going to use these, just preference, pick whatever wheels you want, and I'm going to make them as big as possible. And then we're going to go ahead and put the race parts on. Well, sorry, I'm going to put the off-road gearbox on this one, just because it has a better shifting time. 4 seconds isn't much, but it does help. You'll notice it. Make sure you've got a diff on there. And with this one I put the off-road suspension on it, but you'll see when it comes to tuning I'm going to lower it. Now we're not putting the full roll cage in, just enough to make it sturdy. No weight reduction. I like my cars heavy. And then I'm going to put the race parts on the engine. I know it's a V12 and powerful anyway, but we're just going to make it a bit more powerful. Just because, like I say, the car's quite heavy. You're going to want that power just to steer with the rear. Now what I haven't told you, this is my favourite car in the game. This along with the C63. It's all the race parts done now. I'm going to test that out again before we tune it. But with that we're going to drive down to Castelletto, just because I find that's a good testing area for all your cars. It's got a few turns, a few hills. So if we head there now, oh, quite a bit of power in there. Definitely going to need a bit of tuning. Loads of power, but I think I'm going the wrong way. Let's look at check this quick. Yeah. So basically I just like to take it for a little test run at Castelletto, but I like to drive down there just to get the feel of the car. At the moment it's raining, so it doesn't help too much to make it a little more slippery, but still it's fun to test out the limits of the car. It's always good to see how far you can get the back out without it before you spin, or how far you can hold the back out, do you know what I mean? So at the moment it will come out, but it's not going out very far and it's not holding it. that corner completely. Sometimes if you haven't got a map on and you forget where you're going. See that I'm fighting to keep the back out, although it's not really coming out at the moment, but it's really fighting. So with that we'll probably just have to adjust the camber slightly, not too much. We'll be adjusting the diff as well and lowering it, and the gearbox for sure. Not too much with the gearbox, just slightly. Probably shouldn't have been doing 100 down there. I like drifting fast, but generally I'd stick to second, third and fourth. This feels like, at the moment, yeah, fifth gear, easy going to be drifting. That's a nice corner, that one. Right, we're at Castello now. Just got to get down to the little track. Just a small figure of 8. Many of you probably know it. Everyone's always here when we're online sessions. But don't get me wrong, this car is nice how it is, but it's not holding the drifts how I'd like to. And generally I'd like the back end to come out a little bit more. Okay, that's a bit too much. Well, there you go, there's my point. When I tweak it, I'll be able to hold that more as I'm coming round. Because at the moment you've got the limit where you get it on the edge and you haven't got enough power or slide in it. The camber's straight, so it's just going to lose grip. And if you give it too much gas, then you're just going to spin out. So as you can see, it's a nice car. It doesn't need too much done to it, just slight tweaking. I'm actually really loving it. But you can see yourself, the back end's not quite coming out. We're fighting this, like we're dragging it along, rather than it pushing us along. Right, let's tune it now. So gearbox, pause it if you need to on this. Once I've finished tweaking it, that is. If you want to pause it on the camber, pause it. Also, suspension's up, so we're going to drop that. I'm just going to put the diff up to 100% and on 0%. Right, let's test it out then. See, there's a bit more flicking out at the back end already. Low gears, and you go with that camber, it's holding it more. See, kicking out ever so slightly. Not too much. Well, too much there. You don't want it too tail happy because it's a very powerful car. But you want to be able to flick it between the corners like that. There we go. Taking that corner like a boss. Third gear, 90 miles an hour. I like it like that. It might be a bit fast for some people. And I've tweaked it, third gear, might need tweaking slightly, but pretty much you can get around this track in third gear, I think. Now the back end is coming out nice. Any more than that and we're going to be spinning it every time you touch the throttle. But we want it so when you touch the throttle, the back end comes out and it stays there. There we go. Just tweak it again. There we go. Now we've got the gears right. Camber's right. Back end's coming out just right. So if you've enjoyed this, if you find it useful or you didn't like it, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned into Green TV. Keep watching for some outtakes. Thanks.